Well, I just had quite an interesting experience on mushrooms. This was very different than the last one. I would describe it as not particularly visual or auditory because, well, I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I was listening to some psytrance this time, which made it very kinesthetic for me. I was like a fractal. Like my body was a fractal. And I was doing yoga the entire time. And it was generally pretty dark in here. I have a light on, like one light on now, but it was really dark. I guess I got some visuals. I actually did get visuals, but they weren't like super color. It was more like imagination type of things. Here, I can even show you some of it. Yeah, so I wrote some stuff. I'll read it to you. You don't have to read it. These are just thoughts. So, or I guess maybe some people might call them downloads. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but anyway, I was burning some incense and I thought that time travel happened because I thought that the incense was burning for like 4 hours. Really weird. Also, I asked the mushroom, or the mushroom said some things. So psychedelic mushrooms punish greed. So they said earn your heroic dose. And then they said that the mushrooms can summon the other kingdoms. They're like an iPhone. They told me that we're like the iPhone. Isn't that weird? And then oh, I had a closed eye visual that was really, really beautiful. It was, for no reason, just like out of nowhere, I started seeing long strings of protein and DNA folding. Like, so basically how I describe it, I could draw it for you maybe. No, I can't do it right now, but actually I can kind of, yeah, I'll paint a picture. So it's like little like crisscrosses, kind of like a, you know, like a double helix, kind of like a double helix. And they were like moving. They were moving, like they were unconnecting and reconnecting. It was really weird. And then like zipping and unzipping. I have no idea why I would see that. And then that was really weird. I wrote that, really weird. And then what else? Let's see. Little aliens on my arms, lol. I don't know why I wrote that. I think I saw like either like a freckle or something, and like my brain just made up little aliens on my arm. Like I just started seeing little aliens from that. And it wasn't like a long, it was an open eye visual. It was not closed eye, it was open eye, but it wasn't very long lasting, it was very brief. And then I had a really weird closed eye vision. So it says goofy man with a ball of teeth. And when I say a ball of teeth, I mean like a ball like this. But it was real teeth. It was like teeth, a person's mouth. This was a person's mouth. And his teeth were sticking out in every single which way possible. It wasn't that perfect, you know? It wasn't like symmetrical, 3D printed plastic ball. It was not like that. It was like kind of moving actually. Like, okay, so actually right before this, I had like a vision of myself because I was listening to Psytrance. What was that? Asterisk. I don't know if I'll be able to put that in, connect that to the description or not. But I had closed eye visual of being at a Psytrance music festival, like being there. I don't know if it was me or like maybe it was somebody else. I was seeing through somebody else's perspective looking at me. No, that's weird. I can't figure it out. Oh wow, I still have closed eye visuals. Okay, I just saw like a peacock feathers, like a bunch of like eyeball peacock feather type of thing, like freckly. Okay, that was weird. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. So there was like a person teaching yoga and like healing people at a festival. I thought it was me, but it wasn't me. Like, because I was looking at myself, like walking up to myself at a music festival. I'm like, am I still tripping? Okay. And then what else happened? Oh, I asked the mushrooms if they're kings of the world, and they said no kings. No kings. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's the only thing they have to say. Yeah. I don't know. It was okay. I should take this more seriously because this is my therapy session. So I'll sit down and take this more seriously. I can't. I'm sorry. It was such a weird one. Okay. I actually do have some reflections. So the wind up was pretty slow this time, and I started watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which was probably a good way to start actually. But I was looking at, and I was so nervous actually. I was like, I'm really nervous, and I was watching wow, hold on. I'm seeing Rolling Green Fields. My memory is very sensitive still, and I feel like I should be done. Technically, I took them at about 3 hours and 45 minutes ago, so technically they can still be a little bit active, but they're like being persistent for some reason. I was like ready to be done. I was like ready to be done tripping, and they're like, here's a couple more. Here's more vision. Here's another one. Anyway. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, so started watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and that was really funny actually. I don't like comedy. I don't laugh very much at comedy, but I got a couple chuckles out of it, honestly. So good job, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I didn't even finish it. I watched 30 minutes of it, and I was like, I need to do something more physical, and so I just like, I'm looking at my acne. Gosh, I don't know what I could ever do with my skin. Like, I need to figure out something to do with my skin, you guys. Don't try to sell me stuff. I'll figure it out. Maybe. Okay, I'm curious. You can make suggestions, but only if they're nice ones. Okay, and then I was like doing a little bit of drawing. So I have this painting I'm working on. I don't know if I should even show this. Oops. There it is. So I worked on some of I just did like the little touch-ups here and there. I'm working on the crown, the angel crown. I'm adding color here and there. It's such a slow project. I wish it would go faster. But the problem is that this piece of canvas is so real. Like, look at it. Like, look at how bumpy this canvas is. It's bumpy, and it being bumpy means that like it's imprecise, and that irritates me because I'm a very precise artist. Like maybe a little too logical, and so like I get mad about that kind of. I'm like, okay, it's not like perfect. It's not doing what I want it to do. But I mean, I can just start over with another painting, I guess. So I'm trying to get through it. I actually have been like, the mushrooms have helped move forward it speed things up really. Like marijuana does it as well, but not if I'm using marijuana regularly, because if I use marijuana regularly, I feel like more writing based and music based, which is super strange. But like I want to write like I have 700 pages written of this story that I'm working on, and like also I have like maybe 70 or 80 songs. And like, it's just a mess. It's a fucking mess, right? And so that's marijuana. Like marijuana is very like lyrical, linguistic. Thank you. It's much more linguistic, and mushrooms are so visual and kinesthetic for me. I mean, marijuana is those things too, but like not though. Like mushrooms, like there's really no parallel to the visuals. And they also give downloads, but it's like, mushrooms are so sassy. Like, they're so sassy. I don't understand. Like, there's a confidence there, and like there's like, with marijuana, there's more of like a vulnerability. Like, it's much more vulnerable for me. I don't know about anyone else. I'm not saying like it's this way for everybody else or anything like this. I'm also saying you need to talk to your doctor before you try anything. You need to also listen to yourself and see if this is really something that's for you, because maybe it's not. Maybe something else is. So I'm not making any recommendations. I'm talking about my journal, my journey, my journal. That's it. Okay, moving on. So after I was drawing a little bit, like kind of just coloring in the lines, not really even drawing new stuff, I started, what was I doing? Oh, the music took over. So I was listening to some psytrance, and it was like 2 different playlists, and they were very... Now Blue wants to go outside, I think. Maybe I will take him outside. The, what was I saying? The, oh, and so then I just started, like, dancing. I was just doing yoga a little bit. Started with some yoga, started with some neck stuff, and, like moving my neck around, which felt good because, like, I don't really know. This one side of my neck has been problematic for a little bit, for like month or so, on and off, but like mostly on, like, but a little bit off. I'm not making any sense. So like 3/4 of the time it's just like, okay, let's say half the time it's bugging me, a quarter of the time I don't feel it at all, and another quarter of the time it's like shooting pain, and I don't really understand. I think maybe I was doing too much neck poppy stuff, but it's like better now that I was like moving it, so maybe that's all it needed to do. And then I started dancing, and the dancing was fine. I was like singing and making funny noises again. So in the future, maybe I will be recording myself on the mushroom so that way I can see what the heck is going on, because I am now curious what the heck was going on, because I was basically doing like 3 hours of just bouncing around my room. How stupid, or not stupid, just like goofy. I still feel like I'm coming down, but I'm feeling euphoric. So I am happy that I am sober. Well, I've been sober. Like, I'm not addicted to anything, which is, I'm thankful for. I'm like very thankful. That kind of came up a little bit. I'm like, this is pure mushroom. There is no, there is no like marijuana anymore, really. It doesn't feel like it, at least. There is no, of course, no alcohol. I haven't had alcohol. Have I had alcohol this week? What day is it? I think I had like a beer. I've had one beer because I like to stop by and say hi to my favorite bartender, Van, at, where is it? What is it called? Is it Stag? Is it Scandal? Nope, it's the other F one. Why does this happen? Oh, Silverado, thank you. Yeah, the gay bars. I go to the gay bars in Portland once in a while. I'm not a creature of the night. That sounds like a hoe. Am I a hoe? No, I'm not really a hoe. I should be more of a hoe. But I don't, I definitely don't go out in the evenings very much, mostly for a variety of reasons. Not at all safety related, mostly just personal convenience. I'm feeling people wondering what else was on this page. Nothing interesting. These are the 20 amino acids that are just like particularly relevant to people. Those were for in the drawing. They're in my painting. That's why they're there. I'm not a scientist. I don't even know if I got them right. And I definitely didn't attach the molecules to them. It's just the shape. It's like just purely shape. That was the thing about those visions of the DNA. Were they proteins? Were they DNA? I feel like they were something. They looked kind of like DNA, but they also kind of just looked like proteins. And they were just really colorful. They were super colorful. Like, obviously they wouldn't really be those colors. I was getting blues, yellow, like primary colors, blues, yellows, and reds. Mostly, no, actually all of them. Like, just interchanging a lot really quickly. They was really pretty. That was totally unlike my other mushroom experience. My other mushroom experience, I saw a lot of creatures. I saw no creatures except for tiny little aliens on my arm, which weren't really like, that was like not even a, like, I think that was my imagination. Like, what is the difference? Is it a trip? Is it a vision? Is it an imagination? Like, what in the hell is it? I don't know. I give up. I give up. It was funny though. It was a little concerning. I was like, is this like, are these bugs? I'm like, oh my god, I need to clean my room if these are bugs, but they were not bugs, so we're okay, I think. I didn't clean my room anyway, but they were not bugs. But I looked extra close. I was like, making sure, like making extra sure. And then, so dancing, yeah, like the music really had me going. Like I thought, like there was a time travel component. I was like, this incense has lasted for hours and this music has gone on for hours. And then I looked at the playlist. I'm like, this has only been going on for an hour. So it must have moved on to another playlist with the same artist, because I couldn't, with the same thumbnail, because it was the same thumbnail. That threw me off a little bit, but I mean, not a problem, I guess. It was good. Anything else? What else happened? The mushrooms were very, like, playful this time. They were kind of like, okay, you did your, you cleared your stuff. Like, you can bounce, you can play, like, you can bounce around and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say I cleared absolutely everything I need to clear. I don't know that. I just can't know that. Like, I don't feel like I have perfect access to the deepest part of my subconscious right now or anything. But there was just like this, there was nothing heavy. There was nothing serious or heavy whatsoever for this entire trip. And at first I was like, this didn't even work. Like, it was weird. Cause like, so these are the ABVs I took. I have one left. This one was like, and there's like a stalk this big, and then there's a stalk this big, and I took the stalk and I was like, that's deceptive, because it was blue. It was like the stem was blue, and I was like, okay, so that's good sign. It means, isn't it a good sign? I thought it was. And then I took it and I was like, this is going slower, but I ate earlier. And so that might have slowed it down. That might have slowed down the processing, because, like, you know, with alcohol, if you have nothing in your stomach, it hits you, like, really, really quickly. So maybe it's the same of everything. I guess it is. I don't eat a lot of marijuana anything, edibles. Well, I used to. I used to do, well, I tried making marijuana, like, canna butter one time, and I don't know if I did a very good job. It kind of worked. Actually, more commonly, I would make like tea out of it, and I think that worked pretty well. But I noticed it was like strong, really strong. That's one thing I remember from making cannabis tea. Like, it was maybe, and slow. Like, it can take a really long, kind of more, I guess, in a way, like that mushroom pattern of taking like anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to kick in. So that's all I really remember from those days. I don't know if I'll do those again. I mean, that would be kind of fun. I kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of miss it. I'm like, I want to go get some marijuana and make some tea out of it. But I don't really want to spend like tons and tons of money on stuff like that anymore. Like, I just think, well, it has its place, and like, it's definitely a creative catalyst, but it can be so distracting is the thing. Like, I didn't get a lot of work done on these mushrooms, and when you're on marijuana, it's the same. Like, you're hallucinating and tripping. You need breaks to ground all of that information, all of that data into something practical. Like, you need those breaks. It's so important, and it's easy not to take those breaks on marijuana. Like, maybe it's just a mentality. Maybe I will now. Maybe not that I know better. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely was not like taking really long breaks. And that's important because it is a psychotherapy, and like, psychotherapy requires integration. It requires it. It's like working out at the gym. If you work out constantly, you will get smaller. Like, your body will not get more muscular and bigger. It'll get smaller because you need to sleep so your body can build. It's anabolic versus catabolic. Catabolic is like the gym. It's breaking it down. Anabolic is when you're sleeping. It's building up the tissues and letting your growth. You need the food and you need to sleep in order for the anabolic process to occur. The exact same thing applies to psychedelics, actually, in a weird way. The psychedelics are catabolic. I wonder if that's what the vision of the proteins in the DNA was. Breaking apart, like a catabolic process. Very weird. They weren't neurons, so I don't know why I would see DNA as opposed to like, well, that's even, it could have been DNA inside a neuron, weirdly enough. Because scales, right? Scales of, so like, yeah, there's like the atoms, and then there's like the molecules or the DNA or the proteins, and then the proteins go inside the DNA. The DNA could go inside a neuron or anything else. And that neuron is, yeah, and like a larger piece of tissue. So that's super interesting. Maybe that is what it is. I mean, I think it was just me dreaming because I've been writing about it earlier. Well, it was a really good experience. I would say I was surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised. I thought I was gonna have another, like, terrifying death trip, like a death, doom, afterlife, zooming through outer space type of trip. It wasn't like that at all. It was very, there were some weird visuals though. It's just different. That's fun. You never know what to expect. It's fun. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I understand. It's like Spangle. It's ineffable. You can't put your finger on it. It's like not really meant to be finger put it on. Finger put it on. Yeah, it's not. Like, I don't know. I think this trip shows me that I have repressed joy. I've repressed joy from the way I was raised. I wasn't supposed to be noisy or like boisterous. And I was always meant to be doing work and like homework. And I felt that at the beginning of this trip, like I need to be doing work. I need to be drawing. I need to be like doing yoga. I need to be lifting weights. I started lifting weights, and I have to tell you, at the very beginning, I wasn't even doing very much. I was doing like back rows. I was doing rows, and then I was doing delts, side lifts. And I will say that it went from being anxious to euphoric immediately, like that. As soon as I started working out, it went from anxious to euphoric, and I could watch this happening inside my mind in a way that I can't really watch it happen while I'm not on mushroom. So it was like, it's the speed at which I went from being a little jittery and anxious about the mushroom and just focus, like just having this thing of like, I need to be working, work. Like I gotta be doing something. It went from that to just being like, whoa, super, really feeling good and really feeling zen. And it was weirdly almost like, it almost felt like the mushrooms were competing a little bit with the exercise high, like competing in a way where like the exercise high is very strong. I didn't realize, like it's subtle and it's strong, but the mushrooms notice it more than I noticed it. Like the mushrooms were like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you like, you're deluding us with this like workout? And it was weird. That was such a weird feeling. So that was kind of, anyway, back to what I was talking about, repressed joy. So yes, repressed emotions in general, I think all repressed emotions are bad. However, they're required in certain survival situations, and when you're a little baby, you can't really understand the difference between like a safe situation and a survival situation. A lot of it's very like trippy as a baby. You're just like, you interpret the tiniest things that your parents do or things that are going on in the environment, good or bad. Like the tiniest little thing is a huge deal. So like you will, like babies misinterpret things. Everything, like 95% of what a baby is sensing is purely misinterpretation, which is why I think we don't remember it. Like our brains are like, okay, not only does this not helpful, and not only does this not make sense, it won't help us going forward, so why remember it? And I don't think we don't. I think we just like we have a segment of our brain that is responsible for those memories that's like super far away and less connected to like other parts. I don't know if this is somewhere in the cortex. It's gotta be. But like, I mean, I don't, it's not my job. I'm not a neuroscientist. Although I just saw something really narcissistic from Duke University, I guess, neuroscience program. I just have to say, like, neuroscientists and pharmacists and psychiatrists, fuck you. Like, if you're a narcissist, fuck you. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, like repressed joy. This is a thing that happens, I think, when you have authority figures in your life who put like requirements upon you. It can usually be like a threat of some kind, like withdrawing affection and attention is a big one, or even something is, it could be as serious as withdrawing other things like food and water. I don't have memories of anything like that happening to me. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of parents like seriously abuse their infants in this way or other ways. Oh, that's really dark. Ew, I don't want to talk about that. Let's go back to something else. Repressed emotions. So this is all really dark, but generally I think unrepressing your emotions is going to have like the effect of being able to like use more of your brain and remembering more things that you may not be able to remember, because you have to remember that whole state dependent consciousness thing. Like something you remember, something that happens while you're drunk, it's gonna be a lot easier to remember while you're drunk. Actually, I think alcohol is a bad example because alcohol just damages you. It's a neurotoxin. But like, let's say something that happens to you under the influence of marijuana might be easier to remember under the influence of marijuana, and something that happens to you on mushrooms might be easier to remember under the influence of mushrooms. That's also a pretty extreme example just because these are foreign substances, and state-dependent memory is more related to like internal substances of like biogenic amines and reuptake of like your neurons. So like how much is available in terms of serotonin, dopamines, all of the important, all the good stuff, gluta and GABA and all of it. That, yeah, like those things I think is more what state-dependent consciousness is about. Like, it's not necessarily like once you add the substance to it, it gets more complicated because the substance can, like, especially something like alcohol, can be changing a lot of neurotransmitters and stuff, and it's just doing nonsense. So yeah, like I don't really know why we're going here. I think it has to do with repressed emotions and stuff, but like I'm not quite sure the connection. What I'm going to be doing now is my plans is, well, I have a fun day tomorrow, but maybe after this, I don't know, I'll either be watching more Monty Python because I'm curious how this goes. I want to study a little bit of like mushrooms, like what the fuck is going on with psilocybin. I'm curious about psilocin and what the fuck is it doing, because it's being ridiculous, super ridiculous. Like, how is it taking me to like this terrifying death anxiety, then like this afterlife doom anxiety, then like mirror anxiety, then social anxiety, and then just repressed joy and bouncing around my room like I'm having the best time in the world. How is this happening? I don't understand it. So that's my new thing, my task for either tonight or tomorrow. Figure out, what did I miss? Like, I've studied this stuff for a while without taking it. Like, I haven't taken a lot of, I've only taken acid once. I already told you this. I don't need to say this again. And I've taken mushrooms a few times, and I like mushrooms a lot. I like mushrooms the most, probably. But it's never been the same. It's always really surprising. Why is it like this? Like, I need to know. Clearly the mushrooms have told me. Like, I'm looking back at but clearly the mushrooms are trying to just tell me, but like, I'm not satisfied. Like, they give me this very sassy, simple answer, and I'm not happy with that. Like, I'm not content. I just need more. It also kind of is inspiring me to do my art in the background. Actually, that was from a really long time ago. I miss my computer too. I have a lot of art on there. I used to, like, I get a lot of ideas and it's like easier to just write it down on the computer than to write it down on this book, but I feel like I'm making a little like grimoire or something with this like text now. It's like madness. It's a book full of madness, honestly. It's like a fucking cell. There's like a cell here. Like, why? I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand the world, so that is partially why. But I don't really have any other answers. I think that's about the end of this video. If I think of anything else, I'll just tack that on. Well, I probably won't edit. I'm not editing right now for some reason, even though my degree is in film editing. I'm like, fuck editing. I'm just gonna like upload everything to the internet because fuck it. Like, I don't know. I swore a lot in this video. I don't care.